Everybody ready?
Yep.
In 3, 2, 1, go.
I guess
In 3, 2.
Wait, what?
We answered you was ready. My bad, Tick.
What's up, geeks, dorks, nerds, and otaku cosplay bitches? NW in here, aka. You said what?
And bro,
You fucked up my intro already, bro.
That's how we get this started.
NW in here, aka the Honorable Black Hokage, and this is the Gaming Illuminati podcast. We are the Enlightened Gamers, sending you to podcast heaven on episode 27. And rocking with me today, I got my co-host. He just hit 10,000 subscribers, so show him some love. He's the Sam Bowie of gaming, Game Fanatic 386. Can we get your opening statement, sir? Go.
Nigga, we made it.
Okay, and my other co-host, he's High Yellow, and he also just reached the high of 10,000 subscribers. UTXJG the Don. Can we get your opening statement?
Hey, we out here, dog. Shout out to everybody who subbed to me and Tick. I'm definitely loving it. I didn't even think I would get it at this point. So once again, shout out to everybody who listens to us and decided to sub us up.
We made it.
The Illuminati is officially over 9,000. And my opening statement for today is shout out to Brian, who works at Applebee's. He is a subscriber I ran into yesterday. I promised I'd shout him out in the video, so here you go. He was real cool. I took a picture with him. Shout out to Brian. And of course, make sure to subscribe to the show on iTunes. The show is always posted there first, so you can go listen there. And also, the show is also available on SoundCloud via soundcloud.com/GamingIlluminati. Oh my god, my throat. Please forgive me, folks. Keep in mind that Illuminati is spelled with an N as in naughty or nice. Fucking Christmas. Oh my god. This show is horrible, bro. This show is horrible.
We got it.
A link in the description box below to all the articles and everything we discussed today, so make sure to check those out. Couple announcements before we get into the show. The Steam sales are currently underway, so if you're a PC gamer, I'm sure you're enjoying it. I'm sure you already know. But in case you didn't know, I just wanted to say that. Oh my god, I choked on my spit. Peggle is free on PC via Origin. For my PlayStation Plus members, this month's free games you get. Alright, listen up. PlayStation Plus, PS4 people, you get a free copy of Strider and Towerfall Ascension. For PS3 owners, you get a free copy of Dead Space 3 and Vessel. For PS Vita owners, you get Lego Batman 2, DC Superheroes. That's in Europe only. Oh my god, this is terrible. And then some Japanese game called Miramasa Rebirth in North America. Please forgive me for butchering that. And Doki Doki Universe, which will be in North America and Europe. And then also, just keep it. I wanted to say this real quick. There's some hacking going on in FIFA, the FIFA Ultimate, whatever the hell that means. I know you know what I'm talking about if you play FIFA. Some people are doing some finishing attacks where they're stealing people's info so they can still sell it and shit. So if you play FIFA and you own an Instagram account, just be wary of some fake looking pages. People out there stealing info. Look out for that shit. All that bullshit. So let's get into the topic that everybody wants to talk about, because I know Tick is fucking itching about it. Ubisoft has caught multiple L's this week. What do you want to open up with? The Watch Dogs graphics?
I did a video on all of them. It don't even matter. There's no one out.
All right. So let's open up with the Watch Dogs graphics. Okay, so in case you've been living under a rock, E3 2012 Watch Dogs was originally announced, and it looked absolutely motherfucking amazing. The graphics were just amazing, and just like some real next-gen shit. Fast forward 2014, like a month or two before the actual game came out, a new trailer came out that showcased that they downgraded the graphics, but they tried to play it off as if they didn't. The final product came out, they did downgrade the graphics.
Whoa. We forgot something. We forgot that I was supposed to mention something early.
Oh, go ahead.
Very important. Listen up.
Very important. So, seems to be that a lot of people have a problem with us responding to, the so-called fans in negative ways, but it's because you guys are acting like dumbasses in the chat comment section. So, since you have a problem with it and you don't like it, because you should be happy that we're probably one of the only YouTubers that actually respond to y'all and look at the comments, but it seems like you don't like that. So what's going to happen is we're not even going to pay the comment section anymore, and since you get upset with us responding back to you negatively, I can't even say the word right, I can't even in a negative way. So the comment section, we're not even gonna pay attention to it. If anything, I told ModernWarNegro, we might as well just disable it. So that way we won't have an issue. We won't have to talk about y'all in the video anymore, about y'all comments. We won't have to pick on y'all anymore. We'll be just like the bigger podcast shows that you enjoy watching where they don't pay you guys any attention at all.
You got anything else to add to that, JG?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. I don't want to have to treat everyone like this because I know that there are some genuine people around here, but it is what it is. It has to be done. Now, this does not stop me from commenting on my own videos and Twitter or whatever. Of course, unless you're a dickhead and you get blocked and muted. But it is what it is, you know, and you all are going to complain anyways. I already see it coming. You're all going to complain, but we're not going to look at it. So you can just type your little hearts out. So say whatever you want. Call us a dickhead. Call us out of our name. Do whatever. It just is what it is.
What's the name? I ain't gonna turn the comments off. I just ain't gonna pay attention to it anymore. And if you've been paying attention to the channel, certain videos I have been disabling comments because to me it's just getting fucking old. Like complain. Like I had a comment on a video that I just posted not even like a few hours ago, top 5 reasons that I love the gaming community, and this nigga commented talking about some why you disable the comments on your t-shirt video, because I got t-shirts for sale, teespring.com/ModernWarNegro, and he was like, yo, I got bills to pay, I got gas, I gotta pay my rent and my car bill and $20 for a t-shirt, nigga, that's too much, and blah 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 blah. I'm just like, bruh, if you can't afford it or if you just don't even want a t-shirt, that's perfectly fine. But don't sit up here and bitch and complain. First of all, the way business works is a t-shirt costs a certain amount of money to print. So then I have to charge more than what the t-shirt actually costs to print to make a profit on it. I wasn't expecting you coon ass niggas to understand that, but now you do. But he leaving a comment bitching and complaining about it. Bruh, nobody's forcing you to buy a fucking t-shirt. Shut up.
Funny thing about that, like standard t-shirts are like $20, $25. So
when you go to the store, do y'all go to the store and buy $5 t-shirts? Like, what are y'all talking about?
They just be getting white tees. They just be buying white tees. Some Hanes tees.
He was like, I shouldn't have to buy a t-shirt to prove that I'm a fan of you. Bro, and what part of that did I say you have to buy a t-shirt to prove I'm a fan? I'm just giving you the option. Hey, if you want to buy a t-shirt, here you go. But like, goddamn.
No,
like,
you know what? Nope. This is going back down the road. You're complaining about a comment.
No, this is the last time. This is the last time. I'm just letting you know what it is. So if you see that I disable comments on certain videos, it's because I don't give a fuck what y'all have to say. I'm just letting you know what it is. Listen, and if you like it, cool. If you don't, nah. It is what it is. Like JD said, you're gonna get blocked. You're gonna get muted on Twitter. If you notice, I ain't been tweeting as much either because I don't even care. Like, y'all just fucking annoying me at this point.
It's due to trolling, dog. Like, y'all say something and then you be like, well, I was just trolling just to get a reaction. Like, what type of crap is that? Who does that? You don't need to do anything like that just to get anybody's attention, all right? So, you know, it is what it is, man. So, we're not commenting anymore. Deal with it.
All right, back to Ubisoft. All right, so like I was saying, the graphics, like 2 months before the game came out, they were downgraded, and they low-key tried to do this as if nobody would notice. Everybody noticed. The final product came out, and the graphics were actually downgraded. But then a modder, now this is a debate in the forums by the name of a guy named The Worst, or who was the other guy that they said actually originally did it, Tick? I don't remember the name of the dude, you know?
Say 24 or something like that.
Say 24, whatever. So shout out to both of them. They found in the game's original code the E3 2012 graphics, and then he modded the game so that you could actually play it the way that it was meant to play. Tick is reporting that he had better performance playing the game that way than the original state. And what do y'all have to say about this?
You want to start off, Tick, or you want me to go?
Go first, because you know I got locked.
All right. Well, it's all bull from the start. It kind of just spans because this entire topic is sort of just one big cluster for Ubisoft, and it's really a cluster for gaming period right now. I definitely had a rant about this. The fact that someone literally had to go through the files, because you know people are going to do it anyways. People go through the files in order to find something that you intentionally hid, and then the reasoning behind you intentionally disabling these textures and everything is to level out the playing field on the consoles and the PC. I am heated. Like, I've never heard of this before. I'm pretty sure it has happened before, but they haven't gotten caught. I haven't ever heard of something like so big and so blatant that it was literally the hottest topic for like 2 weeks. It's all bullshit how the PC has to be gimped just because of maybe either you you made a deal with the companies or the actual publisher to do this, or this is just your own doing because who knows what. Whatever the reasoning, it's bullshit, and it's not complaining just because, we like gaming on the PC and you all, say that we're PC elitists. It's just some bullshit because you're not using the hardware to its fullest potential. If the PC is stronger, make the actual game strong as it can be. Add everything that you can and make sure that it is optimized properly. Do not gimp anything because you want things to be leveled with consoles that we all know as soon as the specs were released that they were weaker than a mid-grade computer that you can buy now. It's all bullshit.
Tick.
Pretty much a lot of what he said was true. It's funny because on my video, I was getting a lot of people leaving comments like, "Oh God, PC elitists caring about graphics. I hate you guys, all this stuff." More than likely, trolling is just people wanting to be that guy. And I stated in my other video, the problem is not the graphics. I played games that didn't have great graphics that had great gameplay. I played tons of them. The problem is that they lied to us. They made us believe we were going to get that graphical fidelity that we saw in 2012. And when we get the game, it's dumbed down, and they like JG said, they tried to hide it. And then someone actually went and found it, and then they still didn't try to fess up to it. They still were saying, being quiet for a few days, and then they finally come out and say, "Oh yeah, we did remove that, but that was because we felt that it was causing optimization problems and stability issues, so we decided to leave it out." But when we got the game day one with the stuff left out, the game was still unplayable. You was still, freezing frames and stuttering all over the place and a whole bunch of other issues. So that was just a blatant lie. And on top of that, this is not the first time they've done this. They've done it actually back in 2011. If you guys go back and look for the Far Cry 3 trailer back in 2011, you'll see that Far Cry 3 in 2011 looked a lot better than the retail copy you get for the PC. It looks way better. It had better shadows, better saturation and color. The only thing I can say looks better on the retail copy is Voss himself looks a lot better on the retail copy. But other than that, the scenery, the water, everything looked amazing. Then on top of that, go ahead.
Nah, go ahead. Finish what you're gonna say. My bad.
Then on top of that, for console gamers, y'all are being lied to too, because what they're doing is they're showing these maxed out PC gameplays, and then telling you that, oh, that's what you're going to get on your Xbox One or your PS4, knowing that you cannot run it. And then once you get to the game, well, most of you console guys really wouldn't recognize it anyway. Most of only was the PC guys that realized that we didn't get the graphics that was promised in 2012. and on top of that, I remember they dropped the trailer for Nvidia back in April, showing off the
talking
visuals
about all the exclusive features that are going to be on PC. Where were those?
Yeah, what were those exclusive visuals that we were supposed to have gotten? So they lied there too. So Ubisoft messing up.
Look,
go ahead.
I'm a dead this whole conversation. The main counter argument for this whole situation is people keep saying, "Oh, now why does everybody only care about graphics, frame rate, and resolution and all this other stuff?" The reason this is becoming a big hoopla is because this is the first time in gaming history where technology is being held back. Actually sit back and think about it. When we went from the NES to the Super Nintendo, it was an upgrade. Nobody was crying. When we went from the Genesis to the Saturn, it was an upgrade. Nobody was crying except for the price. When we went from the Saturn to the Dreamcast, nobody was crying because it was an upgrade. PlayStation 1 to PlayStation 2, it was an upgrade. PS2 to PS3, upgrade. Xbox to Xbox 360, upgrade. This is the first time that we've gone into a generation where it wasn't an actual upgrade. So it's that we didn't have to deal with that because they weren't actually trying to hold everything back. I don't know how to explain this. Are y'all understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
And to piggyback off of that, I was watching the video from Hard 8, and he was talking about something I didn't even think about. He was talking about why hold a platform back because of a weaker platform. And he was going back. He was talking about you had Sega Genesis, you had the Super Nintendo. Super Nintendo was the stronger platform. It had the better specs in it. So what would happen is when developers made games, they made two different games. They made two totally different games. And you could tell, like, if you looked at, that's a good example he gave. Got what game he named, but they were both on the Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo. Super Nintendo one had the better sound and the better graphics. It looked totally different compared to the Sega Genesis one. For a good example, one is I used to have the game Ninja Turtles like Tournament Edition Fighter or something like that. And I looked at the one on Super Nintendo, and the one on Super Nintendo looked way better than the one I had on Sega Genesis. Way better. He was like, why don't they do that now? He was like, they need to grow some balls and get back to doing that. If you got a stronger platform, make it stronger than the other one. Don't worry about, if the other platform isn't strong enough. That's their fault for buying that platform. If you want to play that version, then they'll put the money out to play that version.
Right. And adding on to that, remember when we were talking about this last year before the Xbox One and the PS4 came out? When we saw the specs, we were like, okay, is this really next gen? And we felt like they were rushed. Because it was 7 years. It's been a 7-year gap since the consoles came out. So when we saw
the proof is in the pudding, they were rushed. Because look at the lineup for games in 2014. What is coming out this fall besides Destiny for these next gen consoles?
Remasters.
Nothing.
Yeah, a lot of remasters.
Fall. Oh, remasters. Good point. Fall has always been the point where all the great games come out. Literally nothing is coming out besides Destiny. That's your example right there. That everything is rushed, and the fact that everything pushed back to 2015, so obviously they were rushed.
Yeah, and if you're going to put out a game that is on par with a weaker system, if you're going to intentionally gimp one version because another version can't handle it, then what is the point of even getting the game on the strongest console if it's going to, or the strongest platform if it's going to be gimped? There's no point. You might as well just still play on your PS3 or your Xbox 360, but oh no, console gamers, you got your Xbox One and your PS4 because you wanted a better graphically and a better performance from your console, right?
I don't play games for graphics.
Yeah, but you all don't play for graphics. I understand it's not important, and y'all
I bought
all seem
my PS4 for indie.
Yeah, you all seem like it's not important at all, and you all need to get over that because it is. Like, you all cannot probably name 2 or 3 games right now on the PS4 or the Xbox One that you got just because it was exclusively on that system. You all mostly play multiplats, or at least the ones complaining. Let me rephrase it. The ones complaining about it mostly play multiplats. So I don't understand what's the big fuss about it. Why you all so upset and or surprised when we were telling you all last year about this and was saying that no games are coming out, there are no games right now, and these consoles are pretty weak, so it's not a big graphical leap between the PS3, the PS4, and the Xbox 360 and the Xbox One. But oh no, you all ran out and got it, and then you all were like, okay, well, I don't have any games to play. So think about that. Like, that's your fault. That's your fault for doing it, and then you complain afterwards, and then call us PC elitists because we're like, okay, well, we have the game how it's supposed to be played, except for Watch Dogs, and it seems like Ubisoft is going to continue with this. But I'm hoping that other developers do not go down this path, because this is some really bad news, and I'm really not liking the way that the video game industry is going if other developers follow suit with intentionally gimping the stronger version because the consoles can't handle it.
That's already happening because 2K is also in the same boat, which we should probably boycott them too. That pissed me off.
This is the first generation where we didn't have to do it. Like, graphics and Revolution didn't matter because back then they were actually trying to push the hardware forward. Now they're intentionally saying, and like, we're not even talking out our ass, documents leaked online that Ubisoft said that they were intentionally holding back the PC version. So that should let you guys know what exactly we're talking about, what's going on here, which is just crazy to me. That's crazy.
The PR talk is future proof. Like, what is future proofing your games? I don't understand what that is. But
you just call them gay.
No, games.
Like, Ubisoft, you're gay.
No, but that's the type of PR talk that they put to get you, is to reel you in and make you seem like they're not doing anything wrong. But you have to look between the lines and understand what they're saying with that. Future proofing means they're going to give the strongest version just to make sure that everything is in line. That's what that means.
I just don't understand why y'all are okay with paying a $400 or $500 premium to get some half-ass shit. And on top of that, let's talk about the Xbox One real quick. What is the point of buying an Xbox One? Let's be real here. Titanfall, Advanced Garden Warfare, the Zombies vs Plants joint, and then Dead Rising 3. That's 3 quote-unquote exclusives now on PC. So what is the point of buying an Xbox One?
So, Xbox has Quantum Break and all that coming, game we really haven't seen much gameplay of, but people are thinking that it looks promising, so I'm guessing that's why they have the Xbox One. But to be honest with you, it's not really too great of a console now. I like this guy, Phil Spencer. He's doing some stuff over there. Like, he's actually talking about bringing Xbox sharing back, family share. The thing that they took away when they took the DRM. The other guy was like, yeah, you don't want us to do our DRM, so we're going to take this from you.
Yeah.
You mean that feature that's on Steam already?
Yes, that feature that is on Steam already. He's actually considering bringing that back, so Xbox gamers will be able to share games amongst each other and with family and friends and stuff like that, which is cool. Not mad at him for that. So that's actually
cool.
A good idea.
Just need some games to play.
Yeah. So
yeah, true. So overall, I mean, to sum this whole thing up, we're not PC elitists. The thing is, if our games are being gimped just to please you all, your version will not look good either.
Put the shoe on the other foot. What if like the console versions was getting gimped or whatever, as JG would say? Should we call y'all console elitists because y'all don't feel that y'all aren't getting the best version? Like, you're not getting a quality product. Should we call y'all like console peasants? I don't get it. Like, it's about quality products being lied to. And before we end this PC conversation, I wanted to talk about what was it? NBA 2K15. Right. All right, so if y'all didn't hear, the PC version of 2K15 will not be like the console next gen version. The next gen version will be better, and the reason that 2K said is because we're getting the PS3 version because everybody apparently on PC steals games, and they prefer us to steal the PS3 version over the PS4 Xbox One version. How y'all feel about being told you're basically a thief? We're all thieves, basically.
Sounds like bullshit.
Yeah, I hate that they're using this excuse once again in order to not give us the next gen version. Like, it doesn't make any sense. So are they going to do the exact same thing? Are they planning on bringing out both versions at the same time? Or is the next gen version again coming later and going to have all of these extra features and of course look better than the PS3, Xbox 360, and PC version?
I would imagine it's all coming at the same time. I think the next gen version for 2K14 came later just because it wasn't ready at the time. But I would imagine they're already prepping for 2K15, even though that trailer they released was 2K14 footage.
Right, and
everybody got excited for that.
That's going to be even worse if it comes out at the same time, and you could just instantly tell. Like, why would you do that? It makes absolutely no sense. Stop using this piracy excuse. Just admit that you don't want to make it, and you don't want to make sure that the PC version looks better than the PS4 and Xbox One version. Same thing that Ubisoft is doing.
Yep, same exact thing. So they should get boycott. If you want to play 2K, do not buy it until a year later or rent it or something on the consoles. Do not buy it for the PC. Fuck them. They don't care about you. Don't care about them. And we're gonna keep talking. I don't care. And Ubisoft on the other hand, they've also, there was I put a video up on it. There's an article, rumored article that someone talked to one of the developers over in Ubisoft, and he already mentions that the division has already been downgraded. Why? Because they wanted to be on par with the consoles. The consoles can't handle what the PC can run, so they were saying, might as well, degrade it so it can actually look, like they're all on the same playing field, which is fucked up. So yeah, and like I said, I did watch a podcast on the internet, and some guys were talking about the Ubisoft problem, and then they went over to the Division. They were like, I wonder if the Division is going to get downgraded. And the guy said, well, yeah, when I looked at the Division from E3, it did look a little downgraded from the one we saw prior. So
that's some if I can't play, I'm taking my basketball home type shit. Like,
yeah, it is, yo. That's really messed up. And I said that the whole gaming community and everything was just gonna go downhill, and it is. Like, it's getting worse and worse. Like, PCs did not have this problem until like 2005, 2006, and that's when the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360 came out. They were closer to what the PC was running before then. So the developers started focusing more on that because they started getting a bigger crowd because the graphics were just good at that time. and then they stopped focusing on PCs. Like they really just started giving us broken games and stuff like that. And now it's getting worse. Now they're just giving us downgraded versions with broken games. At least back then we had the better graphics still, but it was just not optimized as much. But now it's just like, nah, we don't care about y'all. But to be honest though, there are some developers that still care, like Codemasters. Somebody sent me a link on Twitter about this. Codemasters, they're going to be dropping the game Grid, some racing game that's in their series. And they mentioned that they're happy that they're making a PC version, and they were saying because the stuff they cannot do on the consoles, they're going to be able to do on the PC and more. So they're very happy. They were saying stuff that they wanted to do on the consoles they couldn't do, even this generation of consoles, they can't do it. So they're like, well, I'm glad we have it on the PC because now we can add all these different textures and graphics and stuff to it and make it look like the game we really wanted it to be.
Right, like why wouldn't you want your game to be the best looking game possible? Like seriously, why wouldn't you want it to be the best looking game possible and add as many things as you want in the game to make sure that it's the best thing you can come out with?
I'm confused to why buy a next gen console if you don't, like they said, want the game to be the best looking. Like why not just stay on the last gen consoles if you don't care about graphics?
Yeah, exactly what I was saying. Yeah, it's all an illusion. I'm sorry, people, for everyone who owns an Xbox One and a PS4, and you're mad or you're confused about what's going on right now. You were lied to. These consoles came out way too early, and they're not truly next gen. And we're all suffering from it, not just PC players. We are all suffering from it. If you're tired of the articles talking about resolution and frame rate, well, you know why all of these articles are coming around, because they're trying to give you the illusion that these are next gen, but they're really not. Sorry, guys, but we're all suffering.
Most of the time, when you're getting them 60 frames per second, they're not legit 60 frames. What these developers are doing is they're seeing one spot you get 60 frames per second, but most of the game you're running at 40 or 30 frames per second. So they're just counting that it's able to get to 60 frames per second. And they're saying, oh yeah, you're getting that game 60 frames per second the whole time. Not really true.
And speaking of what's the name, the gaming industry is going downhill. Capcom is up for sale. Could you guys take a guess of why you think it would be going up for sale right now? Why they're in such trouble?
We already know
because they're stupid.
They're not giving us the games that we want, and they're focusing on DLC. And we were talking about this before, and this is exactly what's happening. And we were wishing that it didn't happen, but it's definitely happening now. And we told the dumbass, I said, Capcom, give me Onimusha. And guess what you did? You didn't give me Onimusha, so guess what's happening? And I hate to say it, but you all deserve it.
They do deserve it. That was so stupid. DLC. So, I mean, first of all, you got next gen consoles on. You still releasing Street Fighters for the last gen, bro. Like,
Super Mega version,
right?
But you're not excited for the Street Fighter Dead Rising DLC, bro?
What?
Yeah, you to play with Capcom. You to play with Capcom skins and shit on Dead Rising 3. Get the fuck out of here, yo. This really gonna make people go and buy Dead Rising 3 or get that DLC. Oh my god, you all just don't. I know, right? Like you all don't listen. It's been so many Capcom Easter eggs in Dead Rising already. So why would we want that extra stuff? It's not gonna make people go and play it again. You all don't listen. You all are stubborn. So this is what you deserve.
It's coming out for the PC though, right?
Yeah,
they mod stuff on that with skins.
It'd be free. Yeah, good point. It'd be free.
Right, but they make you pay for it.
I seen a video from Review Tech USA, and I thought it was interesting. He had a theory because now that Capcom is up for sale, he was like, "Who I would want to see them buy it is Nintendo." Because he's like, imagine if Street Fighter and Mega Man was exclusives to the Wii U. How many more consoles they push? He's like, I don't think they would do it. But I think that's actually a great idea for Nintendo. That would be a
smart idea for Nintendo to do that.
You get all them Street Fighter fans on the Wii. They have to buy the Wii. What?
Right, but Nintendo ain't gonna buy nobody though.
Facebook gonna buy them.
Facebook.
Right, while the Oculus Rift, why not buy Capcom? You never know. Something like that might happen.
And what have they done with Oculus Rift?
Nothing.
When does that thing even come out? What console is it for? Do I need to buy an adapter? Like at this point, I don't even care about it.
Right, for PC.
I still haven't heard anything. It's pretty much hush hush. We haven't heard any new news. They keep showing us games, but they're not giving any more details. Not even a price point. So I was confused.
It's coming.
I just met a guy at my job that actually used it. He said it's amazing though. He said it's really, really good. Then he fried the PlayStation 4 one. Because he said it was copying, and he said it wasn't as good because they don't really know shit about it. But he did say it's a really good game or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, we don't know what it's coming out for, but I'm guessing it's for PC though. Oh yeah. God, I shouldn't have said that. Oh, but
I feel like
I
I feel like this is a very PC centric episode because my next piece of news is League of Legends is now a collegiate sport, a college sport for slow ass niggas that never been to college. Robert Morris University made it a varsity sport. It was already being played in college, but because of this specific university making a varsity sport, it makes it officially a college sport. And they'll be playing under some collegiate star league, and you can win scholarships and shit. So how y'all feel about this becoming an official college sport?
Man, y'all done did it now. Hold on, before you shout fucking dorks. Now, I don't agree with them being athletes and this being a sport, but I can't be mad at a kid getting a chance to get a scholarship and get an education. I can't be mad at that thing.
League of Legends now. No, son, no. I mean, I don't care.
Okay, imagine if you like a broke motherfucker coming up and you trying to go to college, but you can't. But you know, if you good at League of Legends, you got a chance to get a scholarship. You think that's a bad thing?
Yes.
Alright, well. Okay, I ain't gonna get an education. Any chance somebody get an education, I ain't mad at them. Go ahead.
Think about this though. Okay, so when I was in college and even in high school, what did your mama tell you if she saw you playing games all day? Like you better go outside. Yeah, you better go outside, or you're not going to get good scores. You need to do your homework. You need to study for your test. But now you're actually giving people the chance to earn a scholarship playing it. So isn't it going to make things worse in a sense if you're just playing League of Legends all day and you're still not doing your studies, but you feel like, okay, so I can just keep playing League and I get a scholarship and possibly not even get my education and just come out? Like, is it going to be a league draft? What's going on? Are you going to have like special coaches? Who's going to be the LeBron of League of Legends? Like,
they already have an MLG draft. I seen that shit on Twitter one time.
Picked up by.
They was posting their stats and shit. It was just like the NBA draft. I was like, this is just so lame, bro.
I just see people not getting, like, they're not going to get their actual degree and they're just going to try to come out like we're watching the NBA draft right now. Like, they're just going to go like freshman and sophomore year. Yeah, just come out the way. Like, I don't know, man. I hate to be, so negative, like you said. Of course, they're getting their education, but I just don't see this really being a good thing. I just see people just not getting their education, and then they're going to put all of their time in the league and trying to come out and be on the team and then try to make money. But unless they're going to start offering like contracts, like I couldn't even imagine what would be the starting price for a contract for a League of Legends player if they just came out of college. Like, because it's not going to be like $1 million contract like NBA players and NFL players are getting. I just have so many questions on how this will possibly work. I just don't see it being good. I don't see it being a good thing at all. I'm sorry.
He has over 5,000 slaves from Miami University.
It's a very conflicting thing. It's like, one thing is like any chance somebody get an education, it's like that's cool, but at the same time, like, this shit ain't sport. It's kind of weird. I was like, I don't know how to feel.
Hey, guess what? Robert Morris University. It's in Chicago. I'm so surprised.
Oh man,
that's is funny. Just lame. I mean, they might as well have like an MLG tournament for like people who play Yu-Gi-Oh cards or something, bro. Like,
just don't put all your bags, well, all your eggs in League of Legends, people. Anyone who wants to pursue this and try to get a scholarship, get your education, because I don't see this being the same as the NBA and the NFL. If you're an actual athlete and coming out and getting drafted and getting contracts, it's just not going to work. So get your education at least. I'm not saying that you can't play League because people get a lot of money playing it. Just don't put all your eggs in League of Legends. Get your education.
And shit, I'm tired of Sony and Microsoft news. What's the name? Batman Arkham Knight. I was reading this article on ModernWarNegro.com, the number one website. I fucked it up, but check out the site. It was a piece of news that they're gonna be having a 60-minute exclusive piece of gameplay on the PS4 version of our Batman Arkham Knight. Now, this is a trend that I've been seeing going on the PlayStation. You got the exclusive 60-minute. They've been doing this on PS3 for certain games like Assassin's Creed, Arkham Knight, or whatever. And on the Xbox One, you got it like timed DLC. I'm so sick of this shit, and I just wanted to say this on the podcast. What happened to more exclusive games? Is that the reason people are buying their PS4s for exclusive 60 minutes of Batman Arkham Knight? How y'all feel about this?
Well, apparently games cost a lot more money now, so I do know this. They do cost a lot more to make than they did back in the PS2 and Xbox days. But to counter that, we also pay more money for these games than what we did back in the PS2 and Xbox days.
But this is the part that killed me, though. Look, okay, so the exclusive mission on PS4 involves Scarecrow, the game's main villain, blowing up like a bigger version. You have to fight like Scarecrow or some shit like that. Now the game's main villain is the Arkham Knight and Scarecrow. So for them to, it sounds like to me they just basically took one of the Scarecrow missions off the disc and made it exclusive to PlayStation. It's not real exclusive content. It's just not on Xbox. Like I don't get it. It's stupid.
Yeah, I can't see myself getting the console just for an exclusive mission or something on a console. Like, you need to give me the full content on any console that I choose. I mean, it's a multi-plat, so I feel like, I mean, if we want to talk about being equal, this is something that also should be equal. It should be on every single version if I decide. I mean, since you want everything to be on an even playing field, we're talking about graphics here. Why not just give me all of the content on whatever version that I choose? That doesn't make any sense. I'm not going to buy an entire $400 console just to play an exclusive mission from a multiplayer that I can easily just get on the PC. Now I have to spend $400. I can spend $60 at the most in order to play that same game. That doesn't make any sense, and it's not going to draw me in just for one exclusive mission or a couple of exclusive missions or some extra DLC or some pre-order bonuses or anything like that.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring that up. I thought that shit was stupid, and I wish they would stop doing that and make more the Order 1886 and less 60-minute exclusive missions. In video games is also news. A video games documentary is being produced by Zach Braff. I hope I pronounced his name right. He's the white guy on Scrubs. And basically he's just documenting the whole history of video games. It looked pretty awesome from the trailer. There's been a lot of these, but I basically wanted to bring this up because I thought it was cool. And I also wanted to say, if you had a chance to make your own like video game documentary, what would y'all focus on? Like, what would y'all talk about? Who want to take the floor on this one?
Okay.
No, go ahead.
You want to go?
No, go ahead.
Oh, you go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. Well, I mean, if we're chronicling, sorry, I can't talk, the entire video games industry, you definitely have to talk about Nintendo and the shady practices that they were doing back then when they were battling.
Did somebody just whistle?
No.
Did you hear something? No.
I heard a booty whistle or something. Go ahead, my
This
bad.
guy, yeah. But yeah, you gotta talk about the shady practices that Nintendo was doing back then in order to make sure that all of these distributors like Toys R Us and stuff was getting their making sure that they only sold their games and not the competition. Definitely to talk about that. ET will be another one. That's a really big thing that I just want to mention. And the crash of the video game industry back in the 1980s, and then just chronicle the years and the graphical changes and the extra features that you have with each generation of consoles, pretty much. And then if you want to go up to today, talk about how this generation of video games isn't really next gen.
JG, I'm gonna let you finish. Mass Effect was the greatest franchise of the 7th generation. They better talk about that in the documentary. All right, I'm done.
It's pretty much. I can't really think of anything right now. Just going over the years of the generation. So, what about you, Tick?
If I was to do it, I'll talk about all the same stuff you talk about. I'll talk about the very first console, which probably wasn't the Atari. It was the Odyssey. And then the Atari came out after that. I was talking about that, go all the way through the years, talk about the crash, talk about Nintendo bringing back console gaming. Talk about the arcades too. Arcades were a huge thing with gaming because back in the day, remember, arcades were the better graphics, and you would have to go there if you want to see the better graphics and gameplay. So the consoles actually started getting stronger. I would also talk about difficulty in games back in the day. Like games were difficult. You know, I'm always going to talk about that. Games were a lot more difficult than the games we have now. Like there were no pathways being shown by pressing a button and it shows you where to go. You didn't have that
Also,
regenerating health.
Games
you
are
didn't have
difficult and
saves.
fun too.
Yeah, you didn't have save states. You know, you had to have passwords, or some games didn't even have that. You just had a certain amount of continues. If you lost, you go all the way back to the beginning.
We'll talk about the cheat codes.
Games are difficult
cheat
and
codes.
fun back then, not
Yes.
difficult because the game is fucking broken. Dark Souls, but go
I
ahead.
knew he was
Jason.
gonna say that. But hey, Ninja Gaiden was broken as hell on Nintendo, and that was
I
a
never
very
played
hard
that
game.
shit.
That game was
I never
so
played
broken. You'll kill an enemy if you step off the side, and half of the screen covers up where that enemy was killed. He'll spawn right back there every single time. You can just do it left and right. He'll just keep spawning. That game was broken too and difficult.
Yeah, crazy glitches. Oh, you're talking about how if you did have a glitch like that, you couldn't go back and fix it. Once the game was out, that was it. So
Yep, that was it. There was no internet. There was no internet, and you actually had to, play. You had to have friends. You had to be social back then.
The good thing about that, the good thing about not being able to patch stuff in is back then that means they had to make the game correctly, so you saw less glitches in games instead of releasing bullshit ass games nowadays.
Yeah,
Whereas
day
tons
one
of
patches.
glitches.
Yeah,
Right.
all that bull.
Drop patches that break more things, but then
Battlefield 4.
and I can't even get that to start anymore because I did something yesterday.
That shit
But
crazy.
anyway, I would also mention all the changes in different genres being added. You got MMOs, stuff like that, like the different genres being added. You got games that actually had compelling stories instead of gameplay, which a lot of you little weirdos like. I don't really care about stories, but that's my opinion. Y'all got your own opinion, but the story-based gameplays and stuff like that, and just the evolution of gaming all in general. So that's what I would talk about.
Bro, if the only thing is, I would like to see a section in there talking about the evolution of E3, how it started off is like just a little corner in the Consumer Electronics Show, and then it upgraded to E3, and then anybody could get in. I just want to see them to talk about the progression, about the year when they took the booth babes away, and what I'm saying, I want to see some big titties at my damn show. But other than that, JG and Tick, they covered it as far as that. I think it's cool. So keep your eyes out for that video games documentary by Zach Braff and all that bullshit. For our last piece of news, let's go ahead and cut the sad music on. The first piece of news isn't sad, but it is Nintendo related, so we're just gonna clump it all together. There will be a GameCube Wii U controller bundle for when Smash Bros comes out that will retail for $99.99, $100. Basically, you get the game with a Wii U controller and the adapter, all that. Would that make you guys buy a Wii U?
Nope.
Still not
That's
gonna
a little
maybe buy a
expensive.
Wii U, but
That's a little expensive.
Damn, I didn't think it was gonna be that much, but isn't like Nintendo is pretty infamous for making their peripherals like hella expensive, right?
That's just for the
expensive.
bundle. That's just for the bundle, not the actual controller. I don't know how much the controller individually would cost with the adapter, but that's just for the bundle.
So it's like $40 in around.
I would imagine, if you did the math, But I guess nobody really cares about that.
I mean, it's
The
good.
real
I'm glad they're doing it though, because I mean they're showing that they still care about the competitive community, and people don't want to go away from a GameCube controller. That's pretty much the way that you do play Smash. So I think it's pretty okay for someone who still doesn't have a GameCube controller. They threw it away or whatever. So I mean, buy it again, I guess. But have they said if you can still use the old ones? Like, do they use different?
You can still use the old ones. You
okay,
just need that. You need the adapter, basically.
well, fuck it then. I mean, if you can buy the adapter by yourself, I mean, it ain't
Fuck
really
it.
no point. But yeah, I guess.
I guess
Gonna
it's
be like
sad. Nobody really cares.
$30.
The real sad news is that the Wii U could actually be banned in the United States as well as other countries. Now, the story on this one is, last month, Philip Electronics filed a lawsuit against Nintendo in several different countries, claiming that Nintendo infringed on their two motion control patents from 1996. Philip, they informed Nintendo about the infringement in 2011. And Nintendo never bothered to handle the situation, acquire the rights and all that shit. So basically, they're trying to take them to court and block them from selling Wii U's in multiple different countries, including the United States. And in the funny part is, in the UK, they actually ruled that Nintendo is in fact guilty of infringing Philips' patent. So that's why people think it might actually get blocked in the United States. Now, I'm sure Nintendo will just go ahead and pay the fee for all the licensing and all that shit. But how y'all feel about Nintendo, quote unquote, the supposedly the biggest innovators in the community? They're actually stealing patents.
I mean, they're already getting shitted on. So if they do win, like if they do take them to court and win, this is going to be a major blow for Nintendo. I don't think like this will be so major that I don't think that the 3DS, which also, if I recall, we also talked about a copyright infringement with the 3DS. On the previous podcast,
the 3D technology.
So, like Nintendo would just taking so many L's. Like I hate for them to be next, but if they lose this one, boy, they get taken to court and lose, this is going to be a really big blow. Like if they can't sell any more Wii U's, like forget all that Nintendo has, you know, enough money to survive blah 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 years.
Why
they're gonna go back to the drawing board, yeah.
Why bother even taking them to court if you've already been ruled guilty in the UK? Clearly, you're infringing on the patent. So when the case comes to America, it's like a slim chance of them actually winning. Now, why not just settle out of court, pay the damn fees that you need to? Like, why are they going to court? What are they trying to prove? You stole the idea, deal with it.
Well, Nintendo was stubborn with everything else, so they're going to be like, oh, no, we didn't do that. We didn't do that. We so innovative. So
please understand.
So they're going to probably go to court, and boy, I don't know. I really don't know what to say about this one, man. I really hope that doesn't happen. Like, I know you all think that we hate on Nintendo, but I'm not trying to see them be the next one, possibly going bankrupt in like 2 to 3 more years. Then they have a lot of money now.
Console coming out. They ain't gonna go bankrupt. They got that new console coming out in emerging markets. Remember?
Oh yeah. That news.
they didn't show it E3.
Right.
How you feel about this, Tick?
Yo, is Philip still salty about the CDI or something?
Yes,
like,
that's what it seemed like, yo. They just came out of nowhere.
They was just shuffling through their documents and saying, hold up. Nintendo stole this idea.
I'm done with Philips, bro. Like, they really salty about that still. That's because Philips probably going out of business. Like, none of that stuff, I don't see none of that stuff in my store. That's all I know. They probably, oh yeah, we got refurbished Blu-ray players from them. That's it.
Listen, last thing I seen Philips was like them big ass chunky TVs that had the DVD and the VHS combined in it and shit. That's the last thing I seen Philips.
Y'all talking about Sony losing money, but yeah, Philips is pretty much up out here.
So they being petty. They say we gonna get our damn money. That's sad. So hopefully that doesn't happen. I would hate for that to happen in Nintendo. They should just go ahead and settle out of court. That'd be fucking stupid just to take them to court. You already lost one case. You're gonna lose another. Do y'all have anything else to add to the conversation? Because that's all I got on my notes. And I got tickets to go see Transformers 3 at midnight. So can we wrap the show up?
Oh man, that's tonight.
Yeah, nigga.
Oh man, I'm trying to go see that tomorrow after work. Man, anyway, I did have some information I linked about Sony. Some bad news about
what
them.
You talking about it?
So apparently, Sony is relaxing on Vita first party output. Pretty much what is being said is they're going to focus more on putting out indies for the Vita than first party titles.
That was obvious at E3 because they spent half a second talking about the Vita, and when they did, they showed off Minecraft. You know that game that came out like 100 million years ago for Vita? Like, who cares?
Yeah,
who cares?
You got to hear the reason why, though.
Go ahead.
What's his name? Sawada, something, whatever his name is. He said that when they dropped the PSP, right, everybody was happy about the PS2 graphics and that it was able to run those. But the PS3 was out and people got on the PS3 and they were like, man, these graphics are amazing. They're better than the Vita, so they didn't want to play the PSP, so they didn't want to play the PSP anymore. But then he said he dropped the Vita in 2012, right? One of those, 2012, 11.
Something like that.
And he was like, we dropped
something
it.
Like
yeah, one of those. He dropped it for then. And people were happy that they had PS3 graphics on handheld. And they were actually able to, take it anywhere. But then he said now the PS4 and Xbox One is out. And now people are seeing these graphics. They don't want to play the Vita. So instead of making another console, they're just going to put indies because people like playing indies anyway on the Vita. Which makes no sense because if you look at Nintendo, their 3DS is still like Dreamcast graphics, and people still like that. So,
I think he doesn't understand what's going on because I have a Vita and my favorite games on there are Killzone Mercenaries, Sly Cooper, the HD collection with the Jack and Daxter HD collection, Tearaway. These are all games that have like really good graphics. So Sony is definitely taking a page out of Nintendo's book by being totally clueless.
I was tripping on. I was like, are they really? And what's bad is they might start doing this. Like I heard rumors of them people, but one was from the hate community guy. So you can't really go off this guy. He's a dumbass. But bang. But anyway,
again.
But yeah. So there were rumors spreading about that they were supposed to be doing this with the PS4 also. Now that would really hurt because if y'all getting mostly indies, and it is funny that they are showing a lot of indies during E3. Yeah, that would pretty much look really bad for Sony. I would get an Xbox because of that. That would make me get an Xbox quick. Like I would take that downgrade.
I'll stick to my PS4. I just wish they would do better with the Vita. I don't want to play Minecraft. I don't. Okay, I just don't want to play that.
Well,
shit.
They're going to force it down your throat. You will play because this is the only thing that we will have. So
Minecraft is on the fucking Ouya. That's how irrelevant that game is.
Damn it!
It's on the Ouya. Like, come on, bro. It's a peasant game, man. You got anything else to add to the conversation? Or can we wrap this up?
Nah, man, I'm good.
All right, well, in that case, since you talking, JG, you got the floor. What's your closing statement for Gaming Illuminati episode 27?
I got the floor. Oh, hold up, man. I only got nothing to say though. But
this is my moment.
No. I mean, once again, thank you all for listening. Appreciate every single one that does support us. We coming up, and yeah, I mean, it's pretty much it.
True. And Tick, what's your closing statement for Gaming Illuminati episode 27? Goop.
Nigga, we made it. No, I was joking. I feel sorry for that we got to do the whole thing with the comment section, especially for the ones who actually, leave positive comments and feedback and don't get upset over our opinions. I mean, we aren't sitting here saying we are gurus of gaming and we know every single fact, or we know everything about the news, because a lot of people go, well, you guys messed up on the news, read the stuff better and be more professional. Like we're not getting paid doing this. You feel me? So we're not really professional. We're not the guys that's on game trailers and stuff like that actually get paid to do this and to be more responsible. And they mess up too, but you don't see really anybody pointing that out. So I'm sorry that we got to do that with the comment section. It has to be done because people are getting mad at us talking about them on the podcast and, so-called disrespecting our fans and stuff like that. So in order to not do that, I'm going to pay attention to the comment section. I still believe it should be blocked or disabled, but
nah, that's going a little bit too
I mean,
far.
what's the point of it being there? You're gonna see it? You're gonna go look at it?
I'm gonna look at it. I just ain't gonna respond to nothing.
Just let them argue. Just let them argue with each other. That's pretty much what it's gonna be. It's gonna be a battleground for them to argue with each other and not us.
Because my thing is, if you look at it, it's gonna bother you a little bit to the point where when you get on the podcast, you're gonna say something about it. You're not even gonna think about that you're gonna say it, but you're gonna say it.
The main thing that bothers me about the comments, the main thing that bothers me about the comments is not the people who disagree. It's the people who don't even listen to what we saying and then they disagree with us. And you could tell they didn't listen because they saying shit that we never said in the podcast. That's like 50% of the comments. And then we try to interact with the people who are actually cool and have like real conversations. And niggas in the comments just calling each other names and other shit, acting like little kids. Like, I don't know. I don't know, man.
Saying people should get kicked off because they didn't know something about this or they have a different opinion in the group and stuff like that. Like that's what annoys me. That's why I'm like, might as well just take the comment section off.
Yeah, just being biased against one person just because they said one thing that you may not like. We all have our own personalities. I understand that most of you don't like Tip because of what he says, but honestly, he makes the show, in my opinion, because he generally disagrees with me and NWN, and that causes a conversation to start. Yeah, he gets us riled up, and he starts conversation. So whatever y'all say, regardless of how you feel about this man, he makes the podcast a little bit more entertaining than if it was just me and NWN on this mug. So
and somebody else agreeing all together, agreeing with each other.
Because if we all agreeing with each other, that won't stand for a good show. It's nice to have different opinions. So regardless of us arguing about stuff, That's what it is. Tick has his own opinions. Me,
These are true
I have
opinions
my
too.
own
Like,
opinions. And
I'm
Lee
not
has
doing
his
it for a
opinions.
show. This is
funny
exactly
thing
how I am.
The funny thing is, we're being like real, just totally calm, like collected. We're not calling nobody's name. They still gonna call us out our name. That's the shit that kills me.
You know, I may get mad at what Tick says or what NWN said, but at the end of the day, it's still the homies. And I'm not gonna sit up here like, man, I want to fight you because you have an opinion about blah 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 blah. Like, I don't care. Like, I may get annoyed. Of course, you all seen it a million times, but at the end of the day, they're still homies, and we can still have intellectual conversation after we get the arguments out the way. You all just feel like we just hate each other, and you all call us out of our names, and then you wonder why we react. Like,
we argued today for 2 hours about a daggone rap battle.
Tay-Rock
2
trash.
hours. Yo, come on, yo, stop hating.
I know, I just said that again.
You right?
I haven't even watched the Charlie Clips Tay-Rock battle. I gotta get around to watching that. Was it good?
You gotta watch that. But we not gonna get back into it. But yes, me and Tick argued for like 2 hours straight, and it was fun. I admit it was fun. But at the end of the day, you know, we still chop it up, and we still homies. But, you know, if we have a disagreement, or if y'all have a disagreement with us, and then if we see it and we say something, then it's a big problem. Oh, why are you talking about me like this? But you disrespecting me with what you said. Like, it's like I said before, it's all how you say it. Even typing, it's how you say it.
Keep in mind, we're not when we're talking, if we're talking shit about a game or something, we're not disrespecting you. Take a step back from the keyboard and remember that we're talking about a video game company.
And we're trying to make the game better for you too.
It's not it's not a personal attack. Like, think about that.
Yeah. Anyway, to end this, yo. I forgot what I was gonna say. That's all. Oh yeah. I think I do.
All right, I'm gonna end it. All right. So to end this, before you leave a comment on this video, if you do decide to leave a comment, like I said, take a step back and realize it's not a personal attack. And keep in mind, I don't know how long this podcast is. How long has it been recording for now, JD?
Man, it's been over an hour, but you go
this. You know why?
After editing, it's probably gonna be like 45 minutes, maybe something like that. So, like, if this is a 45-minute podcast, I want you to sit back and think about all the things that we said. And if you didn't like one thing that we said within 45 minutes, think about that. That means 44 minutes you did agree. So why are you in the comments acting like we personally attacked you because you didn't agree with one thing within that 45 minutes? Think about that. Grow, mature. And on that note, I got tickets to go see Transformer 3, so fuck all you niggas. All right, I'm out. This has been Gaming Illuminati, episode 27. I'd like to thank you guys for listening. Make sure to subscribe to the show on iTunes. Also, subscribe to the show on SoundCloud if you don't like to use iTunes. It is soundcloud.com/Gaming Illuminati. Keep in mind that we spell Illuminati with an N, as in naughty or nice, as in Santa's coming to
rape you.
Your house to give you a piece of coal. All right, y'all. Thanks for y'all listening. We are out this bitch.
Bye.
You gonna do it?